Hey folks, how you doing? I was debating whether or not I would just leave a text message on my channel or do a video, and I decided to go ahead and do a video here in regard to just some updates to let you know as far as what's been going on because I haven't been posting, and there's good reason for that. Since last Friday, which has been 8 days as of this date, I've been really sick, and it really hasn't broke right now. I'm kind of numb because in order to try to deal with the symptoms, I'm kind of just so hopefully I can stay on track here. But major respiratory problems, it's just a long story. It really is, and I'm not willing to go into it. How I went about contracting this, how this happened, or whatever, it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to let you know as far as what's going on and what my plans have been. Um, Before I begin, I'd just like to say that this, everywhere I turn, everywhere I look, it seems like the majority of what I see and what is in my face is insanity. I'm not saying that flippantly, I'm saying it literally. Either there's such an obtuse uh, state of being in regard to this consciousness here, or it's just overly exaggerated emotionally. And it's really just, man, we're in a particular time frame right now where you have to watch with what you're doing, but at the same time, you have to make very strong choices in regard to your convictions because it is what it is. I know I'm being very vague right now, but this is something I don't really want to talk about in public. So that being said, I'm just going to go to what I had in mind to communicate specifically, and that has to do with, in order for me to continue doing with what I have been doing, and my intention was to raise the bar. And the only way possible for me to do that is to be able to do this full time. To be able to have a source of income so that I can spend my time doing with what I'm doing, which is more than a full-time job, okay? It's more like two jobs. And be it that I do a lot of different things, and my intention is to do many different things because I have a lot of things in the work, meaning I have archived a lot of stuff over the years that I haven't been able to give my attention to. I would like to bring that to the surface. So there's a long list of things that haven't yet been completed, as well as things that I haven't yet done, which requires, it's like working 2 to 3 jobs at the same time, but having to create the workflow rather than just working for somebody or working for something specifically. There's a whole lot of energy that goes into this, and there has to be a very contemplative, focused state of being in order to achieve that. So why would I be wanting to do something like this? Does it have something to do with my mission and who I am? Yes, it does. So that being said, there is a requirement for me to be able to be focused in order to do that. And in order for me to be able to do that, to be focused, that is, I can't be burdened with having to have the bare necessities in order to survive in this world. And that's how it's been over the last 2.5 years, 3 years. Well, ever since all this stuff kind of hit the fan and I became disabled and COVID hit and all this nonsense and everything just, which has affected everybody. But me on a personal level, it's just devastated me in many areas. I continue to do what I could do beyond actually what I was capable of doing, persevering with the uttermost tenacity. And that is not being braggadocious, that's just the facts. So I'm looking to create a Patreon page so that I can continue to do with what I'm doing. If that is not possible, then I am done. I've been feeling for a while now that I've actually just begun. And this world, the way it is, it's so insane. It's so combative. It's so intrusive. I mean, I've been attacked. I know that I've been attacked. There's no question about that. And again, I'm saying this out loud, but I'm just going to leave that under the waterline at this point, because these are matters in which I wish not to discuss publicly. Because of how things can be affected, because with what one person can do, it can create a domino effect with other individuals. The whole idea behind this channel from the very inception of it really was to create a community so that people could come together as a collective and truly work for the same common goal, to be supportive of one another, supportive on many levels for one another, encouraging one another, inspiring one another, so that the work on a grassroots level and where we live personally can take off and make a difference, truly make a difference. And, that's been 13 years now. Most people, and I'm just going to go ahead and speak freely here, most people that I see with certain channels that really are not doing much of anything, or should I say, because I am 62 years old and I've seen a lot of things prior to what I see within this generation that they are aware of, a regurgitation of the same things, and they're accepting it as something new, and it's not. It's the same old, excuse my language, but it's the same old horseshit repackaged in some, positive light and love, butterflies and rainbow type of, new information. And it's the antithesis of that. And people are just gobbling it up. And they have thousands and tens of thousands, plus subscribers that are just going goo-goo over it. And here I am. I still haven't broke 5,000 subscribers yet. And all I've been doing is just trying to give you the truth and trying to create a community. It really hasn't been about me. I'm just here to do my work, and if I can't do it, then I can't do it, and I'll quit, and I'll be extremely disappointed, which is not, it's not something that I haven't experienced before. I've been disappointed throughout most of my life. But it's a shame. That's for sure. Not because it just applies to me, but because it applies to a lot of others that are within the similar boat as I am. It kind of reminds me of this, and let me just reflect on this if I may. Before I became bedridden the first time in this lifetime, I had a song that came to me, and that song was about, in a nutshell, it was about the graveyard. And what it was about was all the books, all the music, all the songs, all the creativity that would potentially help change this world died with those individuals. And it's numerous beyond measure. And this is the reason why it dropped within me. Within my heart of hearts, I felt that, and I wrote a song about it many years ago. Prior to, I think it was 1992 is when I wrote that song. Can we allow this to continue? It's not easy, folks. It's really, really hard. It's hard to endure what is going on. It's hard to understand things that are taking place with ourselves. Meaning the conditions here on the level in regard to the alteration within the code of this construct, this fallen condition, we have an exaggeration of the mental and emotional condition here that affects the male and female. And the female, I highly respect you women, because you can only do what you do. There's no other aspect of being that can do what you do. And I highly admire that. And the reason why I'm able to highly admire that is because when I had gone through what I had gone through, and the condition that happened to me from early childhood, from 6 months old on, I had to shift over to my right side of my brain in order to function. And I've done this my entire life. So I have worked through an emotional, intuitive condition my entire life. And because I know the exaggeration that exists here under these conditions that affects the emotional condition, how it's affected me personally. So I know how it affects you. We need to be able to realize this. Doesn't make it easy to change, but first realizing it is extremely important to know this is not normal. The exaggeration is not normal. It's the condition. So it is important for you to not identify with what is not normal. The exaggeration. I am this. Are you really? I've been asking myself this for a very long time. Am I this? And I realized, no, I am not. I am in between all this crazy, over-exaggerated condition that exists while residing in this vessel, this interface to this density reality within this world. I am not these things, but there is an aspect of myself that is me. And it requires balance, and it's not an easy task. But the first step is realizing that. Let your yes be yes. Let your no be no. Is that easy to do? No. But that is your balance. That is the beginning for your ability to balance yourself. Because your yes needs to be very clear. Why is it yes? And then the no. Why is it no? Don't come to a quick response to that. Understand what it is. Take the time, however long it takes for you to understand what that is. And this can occur a lot quicker within self-contemplation during your own personal meditation. And meditation is not a state of where you're going om or whatever. It's just an internal understanding of self, filling the space where there is no emotional condition whatsoever. It's just a state of being, of knowing self without any attachment. So, my plan is to put together a Patreon page so that I can continue to do my work. If it is not successful, I am gone, which is a shame. And it's not just a shame because it's me that's gone and because I spent 13 years, and prior to that I spent 27 years or 15 years specifically dealing with the service of humanity It's not about that specifically, but how it reflects who we are as a humanity in regard to allowing the condition here and the circumstances and everything around it to control us, to be subservient to an agenda that is not our intention, nor is it part of the natural order. All right, folks. If I'm allowed, I will create another video letting you know that I put together my page. I've been working at this for a while because I want it to be right. If you have any suggestions to what you would like for me to be able to do, I have a lot of things I'm planning on doing, but I want to know with what you would like to do. This is a community. Again, to go back to what I said from the beginning, initially when I put together this channel, it was intended for community, true community, not fake online community. Let's rise above. Let's rise above the status quo, okay? Give me suggestions. Are you willing to support with what I'm doing? Would you be willing to support with what I'm doing? Can I count on you? This is what I'm asking. Let your yes be yes. Let your no be no. Thank you.